Simon says never trust a Karen. Now enjoy. Entitled man gets upset because I spent my money on myself, my family and not hers. Last year I started a new job and we had a 4-week group training class and 8 weeks of on-the-job training. Cast, T equals trainer, me equals take a guess, EM equals new coworker. Every day we had an icebreaker question. On a particular day the question was, what was the best trip you've taken? T. Disney in Hawaii was my favorite trip. We did blah blah blah. Talked about excursions she did and whatnot. Me. Well, I went to the Bahamas this year. I got to swim with dolphins, snorkel, among other things. EM. Why? Me. Why what? EM. Why would you go on vacation and spend all that money? Why would you go there? Me. Because it's my money and I worked hard for it. EM. Well, I also worked hard for my money and didn't spend it on vacation. I spent it on my kids. You didn't have to spend money on that. You could have spent it on something else. Like I could have bought so many things for my family with it. Me. Well, I could have, but I wanted to go on vacation. Plus I have no kids, so I couldn't have spent it on them since they don't exist. Also, I didn't even know you then. EM. Well, now you do. So you can donate to me. T. Okay, next person. A week later. EM. Anything planned for Christmas? Me. Not really. I have no family here, so it's just me, and so we might go out to dinner or cook something small. You? EM. I have family coming over. Since you don't have anyone here, you can buy presents for my kids. Me. Sorry, but I still have family to send gifts to. Also, I donate to charity, but it's all anonymous. EM. So you rather donate to strangers than me? And you rather send gifts to your grown family than children? Me. Well, those are children who may be homeless, or whose parents don't have a job. You have a job. The presents are also for my family. Grown or not, they're my family. EM. Well, that's unfair. So my kids will have a shitty Christmas because you're selfish? Me. Well, it's not because of me. I'm not responsible for your kids' presents. EM. Ugh. And walks off in a huff. For the next few weeks she gave me a sob story every single time paychecks came around, yet still managed to show up with new jewelry and phones. She eventually got fired. Also, I know it's not the best EM story, but at least it's true. TLDR. EM upset because I went on vacation instead of giving her money. Then upset because I spent my Christmas savings on my family and charity instead of her kids. So apparently, men can't buy nail polish remover. Important detail. As much as tolerable of LGBT my country tries to be, the politicians here constantly try to push anti-LGBT agenda. Some do it in meme fashion, but some, unfortunately, are serious about it. So there are some people who believe them and blast LGBT people. So, onto the story. I am a guy, but I've always been curious about painting my nails and stuff. But I've been a bit afraid of it, and my best friend knew that. So, to encourage me, she gifted me a bottle of transparent nail polish, and that kind of sealed the deal. I wanted to do my nails the very same night when I got home, but then I thought if I frick up, I'll have no way of reversing it. I got a bye remover and some cotton pads. At that time I did not know that transparent polish was practically invisible. So I decided to wait until the next day. The next day after school I went to the place that sells cosmetics and sanitary products. I don't know the proper word. Sorry. Note that this particular shop is mostly directed towards women. Sure, there are men's soaps, deodorants, baby wipes and diapers and other less specific products, but a good chunk of the store is dedicated to makeup and women's sanitary products. As I walk in, a lady walks in right beside me. She's already giving me a dirty look. Perhaps because a tall, bulky guy walked into such store, but I dunno. I might have had something on my face. I spent a good portion of 15 minutes looking for the cheapest polish remover, then quickly grabbed the cotton pads and walked up to the register. What I know, the lady is right behind me. The instant she sees me, she notices what I am buying, gives me a dirty look and asks, "Lady, excuse me, why are you buying polish remover?" Now, I got two options. Either tell the truth and say that it's for me, which let's be honest, is not the best option. Or I could say that it's for my mum or sister or some shit like that. And I decide to go with the second option, me. Oh, my sister asked me to buy her some since I was out in town. Lady, kinda offended men should not be allowed to buy female only products. Me, the hell? Excuse me, but could you leave me alone? Then that lady, without thinking, tries to grab onto the bottle and yank it from my hand. But I got a fairly strong grip on it, so I just hold on and let her get tired. Then, when it's my turn, I get the bottle free from her grasp, causally approach the lady at the register and give her my products to scan. But the lady is relentless. She comes up to us and starts her bullshit again. RL register lady. Lady, you can't sell him that. RL, visibly confused but done at the same time. Why? Lady, because it's not meant for men. Me, I told you, it's for my sister. Alright, RL, see, everything is fine. Lady, no it's not. Throw him out of here immediately. But at this point neither me nor the register lady care. She finishes ringing me up and the lady just keeps on screaming until security threatens to throw her out. I get the polish remover and the pads into my backpack and head for the exit. But I thought that I need to show this lady her place. So I get out my nail polish. Yes, I was carrying it with me and call for her. Me, hey, miss, lady, me. Shaking the bottle of polish in the air I lied, it's for me, while trying not to laugh. This woman was initially gonna blast me trough hell and back but just sighed in defeat and kept doing what she was doing. Then I left, feeling much better. I ended up painting my nails that night and it felt awesome, even if it's invisible. I think I might experiment a bit in the future. TL, DR, MN can't buy PR M over. Karen ran into me. Tell before I start, I'm using voice to text so you can complain all you want about my terrible grammar or incorrect words, but I don't care. So I drive for Uber and Lyft part-time. After I'm done with my day job I drive up to the major city near me and do a bit of driving around there for some side money for a couple hours before heading home. Anyone who has ever driven in pretty much any city will be able to tell you that sometimes it seems like pedestrians are suicidal and will cross intersections even when you have a green light and not even look at you. It's actually kind of amazing to me sometimes that we even have anyone to live in cities because of this. So here I was stopped at a red light. The way the road looked was that on my direction of traffic there were 2 lanes and they were 2 lanes going the opposite direction on the other side, with I would say probably about an 8-foot or so wide divider with grass in the middle and a little paved path right where the crosswalk was. All of the crossing lights and all of that stuff clearly visible while in that center area. So the light turns green and as usual I checked both directions just to make sure I'm not going to kill anyone. To my left I see a woman jogging and just entering the middle area. I shift into gear and I start driving because I have a green light, and after looking at my dash cam footage she literally tried sprinting across our side of the road. And I can see this because my camera has 2 lenses and I have them both facing a little bit out so I can see the sides a little bit easier. I quickly hear a thud and see movement right next to my car, and sure enough, Karen has literally run into the side of my car. I immediately stop and get out to do the usual of making sure she's okay. From initial looks she's totally fine except a bad case of embarrassment. Or so I thought. She immediately starts going off on me about how I asked forward so I would hit her when I had a red light and that it was my fault and it feels like she has a neck injury and how her husband's a lawyer and she's going to sue me and all this other crap. I am really not in the mood for this and just say frick it, I'm calling the cops because I don't have time to deal with this bullshit. I only sign out of Uber and call the cops. There was a cop there in about 40 seconds. I'm guessing there was probably a cop right down the road hanging out. He pulls up and it begins. She immediately starts crying, saying that now she thinks her ankle is broken and it's saying that I swerved to hit her and just going off. I don't remember half of what she was saying because half of it was illegible and I just stopped caring. At this point there is an entire crowd just sitting around as I lean against the side of my car waiting for the cop to get to me. Eventually he comes over to me and we start chatting. He's immediately got that tone where he's implying that it's my fault. I don't blame him though, honestly, because there are so many bad drivers in this city that I sometimes wonder if they're worse than the pedestrians. I explain my side of the situation and then explain I have a dash cam. I show him the footage of the dash cam where it shows the light turn green but you don't see me move. I used to have the camera facing inward but I stopped after a while. Anyway, it has sound so you can actually hear me shift because I have a manual transmission so it makes a little bit of noise. You can then hear the engine rev up a little bit and I move slowly and then the thud and it's clear as day that I have a green light. In fact it was probably about 3 seconds before I actually started moving for people who only drive around in suburbs. That might not seem like much but in a city, people will literally honk at you for not moving the second it turns green. Karen is still yelling and hollering in the background as I'm showing the guy the footage and the paramedics show up. The guy assures me that in his report it's going to show that I have no fault and he gives me an email address to send the dashcam footage to that they're going to attach into the report. He lets me know that I should make a report with my insurance company just in case, and when I do this, to submit a police report showing that I have no fault since my car has no damage. I need to let them know and all of that good stuff so that way they don't proceed with it. But if she tries to file a report against me they already have everything. They need to show I have no fault in the accident. I know this is somewhat tame but I just found it hilarious that someone literally ran into the side of my car and tried to blame it on me.